happening, good people? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. It is wind down Wednesday.
Wednesday.
You know what we do on this day every week? We come to you and we talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But
That's
before we
right.
get into all of that, you know who I am. I'm Sandy. I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, it's your girl Chanisha. I know what time it is every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. We here.
We are here. We are here. And the thing about it is that we're on location. I'm just on location on the patio, but my sister's on location. We can't
At a
tell you
track
where.
meet
Yeah,
from a
we
baby,
can't.
from a baby.
Yeah, we can't tell you where's the
Nah,
location. We can't tell you where it is.
that ain't none of your business. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out
yeah.
here.
She out supporting, her baby on location because that's what we do.
Right.
That's what we do. So we are here today on this great day. It's
It's
just a
so
beautiful
beautiful.
day.
Yeah, sun
It
is
is,
shining, nice
yes,
breeze.
it's
Yes.
gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So anybody that's inside, please go outside, but take your phone, take anything so you can listen to us and chime in because tonight is a very important topic. But in the meantime, in the between time, before we get to that, how you been, sis?
I've been good. How you been?
No complaints, none
I'm making it.
whatsoever.
I'm happy. Another Wednesday for us to wind down and talk about it. We always talking about it. I'm grateful. I'm out here in the sunshine. It's track season, so I'm out. I'm out here. I'm outside. I'm out here. I'm blessed. I can't
Exactly.
complain.
Cannot complain. Cannot complain. I'm not complaining because it's always a good day when we can get up above ground, when we can talk to the people and bring them some information that they
That's
may not
right.
know. So it's always a good day. What's going on, Kelly Prather? What up? What up? What up? Thanks for
Hey,
tuning
thanks for
in. Thanks for
tuning in.
watching us. That's one of our favorites right there. Always tuning in.
Yes,
Always very big supporter of
that's right.
Wind Down Wednesday. Every week we can count on Kelly for tuning in, listening to us, and sharing us. So
Thank
that's what
you.
we like
Thank
you
you.
to do. Please share
Thank
us.
you, Kelly.
Please share us. Kelly is always sharing us and always a big supporter. And we love you for that, Kelly. You already know
What
you
it
in
is.
our prayers, baby. You already know what time it is over here. So keep pushing, girl. Keep doing what you do. You know how we do it. Because we gotta keep pushing too. That's what we gotta do. As women, we
We gotta
gotta
push
keep
each
pushing.
other. Sometimes we
We
gotta
gotta
push
push
each
each
other.
other. We can do and say whatever we want to say and do what we want to do, but we still gotta continue to support each other. That's why we appreciate you, Kelly, for tuning in and sharing us every week.
Yes. Thank you.
So today is a big topic, I think. So we will have a guest that's gonna come on. They're gonna click in and join us shortly. But it's a lot of things that's happening around here with COVID and people sudden deaths, auto accidents, all of that stuff is taking place. And
Yeah.
when you think about it and when you hear about somebody that lost somebody, a loved one, we always want to reach out and help. Like
True.
the song said, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place
If
if
you
you
can.
can. So, hey, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reach out and touch all those that we can by giving them information. So, with that all being said, how important is life insurance to you? I mean, really, how important is it to you? Is
Um,
it is
I,
it really is it real important? Is it semi important, or do you not care about it? So, what you think, sis?
I definitely feel like it's very, very important. Because you don't want to lead a burden of. It's already a burden that you're no longer here, right? And that your people, the people that love you, your family, your friends, they're gonna miss you. They're gonna miss your spirit, your character, everything about you. You're irreplaceable, right? We all are. And so that's challenging in itself. And then on top of that, to add the burden of funeral expenses,
Yep.
and other financial expenses that may come during that time. So that's a stressful time for anyone and everyone that's going through that. And so life insurance to me is super important. I understand A lot of people not being able to afford it.
Yep.
Um, we have shows all the time. If that's something that you guys would like to have us have someone on with some affordable insurance, that's definitely something we could try to make happen. If you're if
Absolutely.
you're if you're tuning in, you're watching now, and you do life insurance, like tune in, chime in, talk to us, because I feel like in the Black African American community, a lot of people don't have life insurance because they honestly just can't afford it. And I'm
Right.
just gonna keep it 1,000.
Yep.
It's important, but they like, oh, I can wait a little while. It's not important right now. You know what I mean? Because I really can't afford it. And so that's the reality of it.
Unfortunately. And that's the way I feel too. I think a lot of people don't have insurance is because they can't afford it. But those that can afford it, I mean, why don't they have it themselves? If this is what I don't understand too. A lot of people have jobs and their jobs offer them insurance of some sort or some
Yep.
kind, and it comes directly out of your paycheck. It's like you never see it, so you don't have to worry about paying it or being on time or whatever the case may be, but they don't take advantage of it. They still
Right.
don't take advantage of it. And I see a lot of times, and you and I see it a lot of times, is that you see the GoFundMe's, you see
Yep.
donations being accepted, you see people having cookouts or grill outs or accepting different things. If you would like to donate, you can send the money
Yep.
straight to the funeral home or whatever it is. But why do you have to do that if you just could have the insurance? Because once, like you said, you put that burden on family members with the expectations that they're going to take care of everything. Sometimes people are not buried right away because they don't have the money.
Right.
So
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I've known people that have been in a freezer for long periods of time because they don't have the finances to be able to bury that person and bury them respectfully and properly.
correct.
Hey, Robert, thanks for
What's
tuning
going
in.
on, Robert? Thanks for tuning in. Another one of our fan favorites over here.
Right.
We missed you last week, Robert. We thought you was gonna sneak through and say hi to the people, but since you didn't, we're still gonna keep you in mind. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, and being faithful every week.
Yeah.
So go ahead, friend. What was you saying, sis?
No, I was just saying it's really sad for people to not take advantage of, like you were saying. If they offer through your job, find out if you haven't. If they offer through your job, if you can do the minimum. They take that out of your check and sit that to the side. Any little bit counts. Like, if your work does it and they can take it out, let them take it out.
Right.
Because even if you pass away, you only saved up $2,000. Like, something is going to be better than nothing when it comes to that time. Whoever your
Right.
significant other, or maybe you don't have a significant other, maybe you have children, or you have other family members who you put, who you want to take care of things. Have something. Put something together. Have something, because it's definitely stressful on those that you leave behind. And I understand and respect that nobody does that on purpose, because we don't never think about when we go die. Really, nobody wants to think
Right.
about that, but it's going to happen.
Yep.
It's bound to happen to all of us. We can't be here forever, and
At some
so take care of it. You know.
and I'm with you. At least try to do the best you can, do what you can, because it is a burden, and especially on kids, on those that are left behind, children, um, loved ones that really don't even have the money themselves to try to assist or help with, making sure that everything is taken care of, making sure that
Right.
the expenses are paid, because I don't know the going rate for a funeral. I mean, I don't. Um, maybe I can find out. Maybe we'll be able to find out shortly. But why don't you have insurance on your children? Why don't you have insurance on yourself? Because and I don't think, and I don't know. Is it because we as a Black community don't talk about the importance of having insurance?
Yeah, that's a major factor. Not talking about it, not being able to afford it. So we avoid talking about it. When a subject comes up, like, I'm cool, but you're really not. So I think that it's not something that in the Black community, a lot of us grow up with. I can't say the majority of people, because I know a lot of people, and they don't. When they grow up, they're not having those conversations. They haven't had those
Right,
conversations as a child, as a teenager, even as a young adult. Like,
right.
if something happens to you, then what am I to do? Or something happens to me, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You know, those
Exactly.
conversations aren't had just culturally.
And see, my thing is, if and now that I'm thinking about it, I can go back in time a little bit. I can't go back too far, but I can go back in time just a little bit because I can recall. I can't really right now recall my mom talking to us about the importance of
No,
having insurance. I cannot. I can't. I just can't recall that even happening. What I can recall is my grandmother making her insurance payments every month. Now I
now I
can't
can't.
recall that.
Now, I'm with you on that one. So I remember the insurance agency agents, and I'm sure if anybody out there that's live that's watching this, they can attest to this. This is old school. The insurance agents will come to your house and you will pay them,
Yes,
and all the paperwork and everything's right. It was more personable then. Like I witnessed that with my grandmother. I witnessed
yep,
that with my mom. You know what I mean? But they didn't sit me down and have a conversation. It was just something
correct.
that I paid attention to. They never said like when you get about 18 or about 17, you need to start trying to figure out about life insurance or you know what I mean?
Right,
I'm on their
right.
policy or my policy expires. Like we never had a verbal conversation, but I do remember physically seeing the insurance man coming. Oh, my insurance man about to come. You know, him coming, him sitting down, him getting collecting the money, writing stuff out. All those things I remember.
Hey, I hear you, Pico. My cousin checking in from Alabama, Samson,
Thank,
Enterprise, Samson, Fort
thank
Worth,
you for
Ozark,
listening.
you name it, down in Alabama. He said his mother made him get a life insurance policy at the age of 16. You know, and which is great because how many parents tell their children the importance of even having a life insurance policy? And I get it. It is expensive. And I'm like you. I can remember my grandma. They would come to the house, and she would have it sitting right there by the door in a little thing. And they would
Yep,
give her a stamp. She would pay, and they give her a stamp that let them know and let her know, okay, you paid for this month, you good to go,
yep,
you know, and it's okay. See you next time. But right
yep,
now, it's like, you know, people are dying from car crashes, auto accidents, heart attacks, you know,
yep.
cancer. They have no kind of insurance at all. And the stress of putting someone through trying to get money to bury somebody, or even if somebody just have an auto accident, now you in the hospital. What kind of insurance do you need, or what kind of insurance did should you have to cover you while you're sitting in the hospital? Because you and I know, honey, other than that insurance, the insurance that you get at work, you need additional insurance if you ever get put in the hospital for an auto accident or in your broken bones and you can't get out. You gonna need some insurance because them hospital bills are just
They
like,
expensive. Right.
woo,
And you know, outside of the life insurance, I know we're talking about life insurance, but a lot of people don't even just have regular everyday insurance for them to go to the doctor, for them to go to the dentist. You know, I know myself, I went through a lot of challenges having a pre existing condition
right,
with insurance. You know, I went my whole life being covered and not having to pay a dime, not worrying about a bill
right,
till about I want to say maybe 10, maybe 20 years ago, having to worry about insurance and how they change the laws and you know how they don't cover pre-existing.
right,
I went
right.
a period without even having insurance, and it was stressful because you're like, oh my goodness, if I get sick, it's all bad, you know.
Yes,
So I have it now, but it took some time for me to get there because of all the laws and all the way they keep
right,
changing everything when it
right.
comes to insurance. You know, um, obviously it's big business. If you're sick, that's how they're going to get. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're getting
Absolutely.
paid. But it helps if you have insurance. So that's life insurance, that's regular insurance for your teeth, for your medical, for your eyes, you
Yep.
know, all those things. So look into something because now I'm seeing that a lot of places are offering different types of insurance and different ways you can try to pay it and things of that sort. And when I went through that time period, there was those programs that exist.
They didn't,
So
they
yeah.
didn't, and I don't even think, and I'm even thinking about it, and I see my cousin Pico said, his mother, not even in high school, going back, I can't even think about right now. It's like, who in high school talked about having insurance?
To
They
their
didn't.
kids, right? I did. I can honestly say I have it. I did.
It wasn't talked about. We went through life like hee hee ha ha ha, happy go lucky, running
And then
around.
when something happened, that's when
Exactly.
you talk about it.
Hanging
Like,
out with our
you know,
friends, doing whatever, and nobody ever was talking about. But when something happened and you don't have money to pay for it, the first thing they gonna say, "Ooh, I can't believe they didn't have no insurance." What?
uh-huh.
They didn't have insurance? That's the first thing they gonna say. First thing that come out their mouth. Instead of now all of a sudden, well, let me think. Let me start talking. Let me start educating people on the
Yep.
importance of having life insurance, because it don't dawn on us, or we don't think about it
Yep.
until something tragic happens. I mean, sometimes I forget I got a certain insurance through work. If I break a finger, they will pay for it. But see, I have to remember that. I can't remember even reporting it or telling them so I can get money. I'm paying for an insurance, a certain type of insurance, that I don't care if I stump my toe, whatever I do, if I need stitches in my hand from something, they'll pay for it. And I keep forgetting
Yeah.
that I
That's
have it.
another thing. Yeah. Hey Tracy, thanks for
Hey
tuning
Tracy,
in.
what's going on? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yes. We're talking about how important life insurance is to you. And you all know I told you we were going to have a guest that was going to come on and explain more, because, we don't know what we're talking about. This ain't what I do for a living.
I
I didn't
don't. This
get
ain't my line. Insurance ain't my line. I know you gotta have it, but I don't.
exactly.
And
Insurance
I've
ain't
done
my
it
lane.
before. I used to do it because I worked for Primerica some years ago, but this ain't my lane no more. So
Ain't my lane. I can't tell you how much it costs, what's the minimum. All we know is you need to have it. And yes, it is necessary. So in the meantime, in the between time, we're going to bring the expert on to talk about insurance.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get out your ink pens, pencils, newspapers, everything you need, your recorders, and welcome Miss Monica Black. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you today?
We are
Good.
wonderful. We are
Welcome.
wonderful. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. No, we were telling the people a little bit about insurance, but we know you need to have it.
Right.
As Tracy say, it's necessary, and
That's
I
right.
think everybody should have it. But before we go and get all into the nitty gritty of insurance and the importance of it, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Yes.
About myself? Okay, great. Okay, so my name is Monica Black, and I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, but I moved to Cincinnati about 20 some years ago. I graduated from Central State University, and my very first full-time job was located here in Cincinnati, and so I have been here ever since. By trade, I'm a CPA. I love numbers. However, my passion is finance. My God-given mission in life is to help people help themselves.
There it is.
And the best way that I know I can do it is through finance, because many people haven't been taught. The information is caught. And from generation to generation, unfortunately, it's brokenness, broken, more broke. And at some point in time, it just has to stop. And I thought that it would stop with me so that I can be the conduit. So I've been working in finance for about 26 years now.
Okay.
I've been working in finance for about 26 years now.
So good. So
Thank you. Congratulations.
yes, thank you. And welcome. Look, welcome back to Cincinnati. I know you've been here for a while, So what part of Indiana?
Indianapolis.
Okay, so you ain't from Gary.
No.
Where you really needed insurance. You really needed to know about the finances from Gary, but we ain't gonna elaborate on all that. Well, thanks for being here. We want to inform those, because we say it all the time, like you just said it. A lot of people aren't taught, until it's too late. about the importance of having insurance.
Mhm.
Why is it that we as African Americans, and I don't know if you can even answer this question, why is it that we feel we just don't need it when we are the ones that's got the most pre-existing medical conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart attacks, cancer? It appears like it hit us more than it hits any other race. So why is it that we don't want to invest in insurance?
Okay. Well, I'd say the first thing would be talking about money in general. And so if there was never a conversation in your household about money, then it's like, oh, I want to talk about life insurance. I'm not dying anytime
Right.
soon. And with most families, it was considered grown folks' business.
Yes.
Don't talk about grown folks' business. But the question is, when do you get to be a grown folk?
Right.
And so getting past the hurdle of talking about money or lack thereof would be the start. Now, with our parents or our parents' parents, long time ago, the insurance guy would come and knock on the door. You got that card, give them a penny or whatever. You're on them. Here's some coffee, blah, blah, blah. And they have $5,000 worth of life insurance, which is called not a good thing, So there was more of a discussion at that point in time as opposed to right now. And it is very important that people should have it. I would say in general, we insure what? Our cell phones, we insure our jewelry, we insure our car. Well, what about us? And we're the most valuable asset that we have altogether. And so from what I've seen is that some people think if you talk about it, you're about to die tomorrow. We're all going to die. We don't have a choice in the matter, but they think they're going to die tomorrow, or they get complete anxiety, right? Or it's, well, I have coverage at my job, right? Or, the Lord knows my heart and I'll be okay. I'm just telling you.
Blame it on Jesus. Just go ahead on and blame it on Jesus.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just telling you from what I see. But there is a conversation of what life insurance really is and how it can help protect your family, then it's so much better. So the definition of life insurance is to help you protect lost income, not to protect a person's life, lost income. So we're not talking about burial insurance, right? We're talking about protecting lost income. So for example, if it's a household and both of the individuals have $3,500 coming in, and say they're about $7,000 worth of expenses, and then half of that is gone.
Yep.
What's the quality of life of that person like? That family, it goes down. It does. And so if we talk about the need and then figure out what that dollar amount is, then it's great. It doesn't cost a lot of money. A lot of people think life insurance costs tons of money. It doesn't.
I know.
It doesn't, and maybe it's because the type of insurances they have, I don't know. But life insurance doesn't have to cost a lot of money. If I can buy me some red bottom shoes.
What?
If I can get my hair done.
What?
Right? If I can get me a nice shiny car, then I can invest, not spend, but I can invest that money in myself in addition to my family. And from generation to generation is continual wealth. People that have wealth, they plan for the generation after next.
Yep.
Those that don't have wealth, they plan for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And you keep on starting over, which is not a good thing. Or if you're in social media all the time, like Facebook or Instagram, you see those GoFundMes.
Yep.
A GoFundMe, I mean, you're already sad and hurt. Now you're begging for money, basically.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that way. Or a bake sale, a spaghetti dinner, shirt sale. You can go to the church or hire a higher place, but they can only give so much money.
That's right.
And the government will give you $255.
And that's it.
That's
What is
it.
200 and what is that gonna do?
That'll get you 2 flowers, 2
That's
planters.
If that. If that.
Yes.
If that. Thanks,
Hey, Sparkle. Thanks
Sparkle.
for tuning in. Yes.
And as you can see what Sparkle said, she said she agreed money first, then how we are raised cause a huge lack of knowledge about money and insurance. Being in leadership as an associate with Humana Insurance, she says she's here to tell the whole world how the importance of insurance. And that's the thing, we don't think about it until, but see, it's people like you and Sparkle that help people like, well, I ain't gonna say me, but Black folks.
Sure.
Right.
Understand the importance of it. But let's go back to what you said. It ain't that expensive. And now when we talk about it not being so expensive, what's the minimum? The minimum. We ain't gonna even talk about the maximum. What's the minimum amount that you can have for a life insurance policy?
Okay, so that is a loaded question. So I'll say maybe the minimum amount that a person.
Yeah, Danita,
All right,
red
Danita.
bottoms. Yeah, Danita, we ain't gonna
All
know.
right,
We're not
Danita.
doing red bottoms. You do red bottoms, you better have some insurance.
You hear me?
So the minimum coverage that a person should maybe have is $20,000. But if someone asked me to write a policy for $20,000, I wouldn't do it.
Really?
I would not. Why would
So
you ask me
so
that?
Yes, I want to know why.
yes.
Because life insurance is designed to protect lost income. So if I have someone depending on my money and I have $20,000 worth of life insurance and I have kids that need my money, what is that really going to do?
Agreed.
Right.
It's
Agreed.
And someone
mean-
said we could talk about life, term, and
Yeah, my cousin wanted to know,
universal.
because I get it. My thing too is, before we answer Pico question, the minimum. Okay, you said you won't write a policy for 20. Okay, would you write one for 25? No, I'm just joking. My thing is that if you have a 15-year-old, you want to have a policy on a 15-year-old, what's the minimum life insurance policy for a minimum for a 15-year-old? I get it. My life insurance policy for me is, Courtney ain't gonna have to worry about nothing. Let me just say that. She's not gonna be stressed about having to pay for stuff when it's already done. So I will say that. But what would you recommend if somebody has a 15-year-old and they want to do, like Chanice got 2 young girls. Now, if she wants to take a policy out on the 15-year-old, what's the minimum for that? Would you still say the same thing that you said before?
Listen to you. So that's a different story. So 2 things. One, I would not have a child have their own life insurance policy.
Okay.
Because children don't bring in income, right? And if life insurance is designed to protect lost income,
Right.
then they should be a rider, a child rider on the parent's policy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then from after being a rider on a child's policy, I would do anywhere between $20,000 and $50,000.
Got it. Because I was talking to Phil Penn today, who said he was going to chime in, and he said he's upset because the insurance that he has for his children, the minimum is 25. They won't let him do nothing lower than 25 for each kid, and he wasn't too happy about it. But I get it. I understand. They are riders, and I get that. But he wasn't too happy about it. So maybe at some point he'll chime in and give his explanation on why he don't feel his children are worth 25,000. I'm like, geez. But my cousin said, if you could explain the difference between whole life, universal life, and term life.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So whole life, universal life, and there's also something called variable life. They're all cash value policies. And the way that it works is a portion of your payment each month goes towards the cost of the insurance. And then the other portion goes inside a separate account inside of the life insurance policy itself. Okay. So you're paying money to have the cash value. Term insurance is just straight insurance. Okay. Insurance, that's all it is. Now, if you're asking me, which you didn't, but which do I feel is better, then I would say the term insurance. And I'll give you a few key reasons why. One, and it doesn't matter what state you're in, by law, they can keep all of your cash value for the first 3 years. So if it's my money, I wouldn't say, oh, just keep it. The third year, can I get $1? Okay. Secondly, the rates of return that are typically guaranteed in cash value policies are somewhere between 1% to 4%. But if you want to access your money, you have to borrow it out and pay back between 6 to 8%. So if it is your money, why are you saying, Mother, may I, and paying it back with interest?
Right.
And then lastly, when the insurer passes away, the beneficiary gets to choose between the face amount of the policy or the cash value. So 1 plus 1 would be 1 in that scenario. And so your life insurance should be here. And if you want savings, it should be over here, invested through mutual funds. And so if you ever wanted your money, you take it and you do whatever you choose to do with it. So term insurance, it costs way less. So I can have $300,000 worth of coverage and maybe pay $60. That's not too shabby.
Nope.
Right. You know, that's not a whole lot of money. And then I could say even invest $60 for the same time period. So
what is the penalty? What would be the penalty to take it, to use it?
To use your money in a cash value or to use it from just a mutual fund?
If you can explain both ways.
Okay. So with the cash value, you have to borrow it and pay it back.
Yep.
You have to pay it back. So you're not getting anything for free. You're overpaying to have cash value.
Wow.
So it's like a forced saving program. And then you have to borrow it and you have to pay it back. You don't pay it back, guess what's going to happen? Policy's going to be gone.
Absolutely.
And so with term insurance, you have way more coverage, and then you invest that money through mutual funds. And I show people how to invest their money through mutual funds all of the time. And I didn't say, just go and, blindly and try and find some mutual funds, but why not have someone show you, direct you for long term in terms of this is what you need to do, and this is the amount of cash money you should have. And at some point in time, the goal is to be financially independent.
Yep.
And so what I call it is renting your wealth through life insurance, right? Say if it's $300,000, I'm renting my wealth through life insurance until I own my wealth with investments.
I hope people heard. I hope the people. I told y'all you better turn on your recorder, because this is some important information that you can receive and you need to share it. But we got another question too. So Tracy said, shouldn't your minimum life insurance policy be also based on what you can afford to pay monthly? That's why so many policies lapse. Buying what you can afford and making a GoFundMe for your policy. Nice one.
And I appreciate that. But my thing is always, do I go out to eat? Did I get me some Starbucks? Did I even go down to the vending machine?
Yep.
Did I go and get my nails done? Did I get a pedicure because, it's hot outside?
You're trying to be cute.
Did I get some color in my hair, you know? And so we can always find monies for a variety of things. How come we can't find money for ourselves? And if you really think about it, because people do waste money, if I have 2 kids and they're depending on my money, and if I pass away or we don't know the time, of course, we always believe we're going to be near 100 years old.
Yep.
Who in the world is going to take care of my kids?
Right.
And I have 10,000.
That's a real question.
That's a real question. And Danita has another question. See, this is what I love about my people. They come in.
Yes, chime in. Yes,
they
we
wanna-
are enjoying
they wanna
the
know-
viewers chime in. Yes, please ask
They
your
wanna
question.
know how to invest their money and where should their money go. You said earlier about, the mutual and the cash. That reminds me of ICMA and deferred comp that we have. It's like when you take away from it, you got to pay it back.
Mhm.
That's why I never switched my money over, because I'm not trying to borrow my own money
Right.
and then have to turn around and pay it back. That just don't make sense to me. For what reason? But anyway, I digress. Danita says, is a whole life policy ever a good idea? She said it don't sound like it to her.
So I would say if I'm not able to get coverage from any other company, if I had my policy for a long time, it would be a great idea. But if I were going to go and say, let me purchase life insurance, then that's not the first place that I would go. Because sometimes when a person has even $50,000 in cash value, or whole life insurance, all depending on your age, it is going to cost a lot of money. I mean, it is, but why not get way more coverage for less money? So I that is not my recommendation, but that's just my professional opinion.
Got it. And I'm like you, because looking at my policy, I have it set up where I only pay every 3 months, and it's like little of nothing, and it's something that I know I can afford, but I got it. If people really look into how they can have the insurance and it doesn't cost they might be paying $20 a month. I don't know if it's that cheap, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But it's still, where do we put our money? So it's my cell phone bill, $170. Did I need a flip phone or did I need the latest iPhone? So it depends on where you want to put your money and the importance that you put along to it. People that have wealth, one, they hire people to watch their money. They hire financial.
Right.
That's right.
Okay. And if you're going to have a financial coach, then this is what you need to do. And it's okay. But it's a changing of mindset about money in general. It really is fun talking about money, but it's more fun when you have money and you can talk about it.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. What do you personally have without putting too much out? Do you have term, whole, or I can't remember what the other one is?
That's okay. I have term life insurance. I've had it since I was 25 years old, and I'm not 25 years old now. I'm 51, and will continue to have my term life insurance. I've been investing since I was 25 years old. And I only recommend places that I have my own money anyway. And so I always wanted to have the mindset of having money. Having money is not bad. And sometimes I hear, well, money won't buy you happiness. And I'd say, you know what? Give me yours. Let's see how happy.
Exactly.
It'll make me
I'll
happy.
take it.
Give me your money.
I'll take it.
That's right.
And so it's just a matter of it's how you think about it. And if things haven't always been the best, then go online, do something, educate yourself, talk to people that have been planning for a long period of time and not get rich quick.
Right.
And not following trends, because I see that. I call it chasing the rabbit. You go here, and then it's like, well, what in the world do I have?
Exactly. So when you say cash and I can't even think. It just slipped my brain just that quick. Is it difficult to switch over?
No.
Is there an additional fee if somebody wants to flip from cash to mutual?
An additional fee? No, there's not going to be an additional fee. If there's cash money, cash value, you can take your cash value, it's yours. All depending on if there was any growth, you may have to pay taxes on the difference, or you can do a 1035 exchange. It just really all depends. But what I would do if I have had my cash value life insurance policy and I have cash value in it, then I can take that money and invest it. And it's my money. I've seen people that have, they put money in their cash value life insurance policy to be the bank for themselves. So they'll put extra money into their cash value life insurance policy and borrow it to buy property. It doesn't appear to be reasonable.
It doesn't make sense. Make that make sense. That's crazy.
It don't sound like they're gonna be reevaluating in no time soon.
But I get it. People do that. I mean, it's unfortunate. They think that way, and they will do that. They'll make those investments in that manner, and then at the end of the day, sometimes it could be too late, and you've invested all that money in there. So now, what's the next step? My next question too is, we talk about the life insurance piece. We were talking earlier about insurance period. I think a lot of people, we were talking about when you get into a car crash, what kind of insurance I get it. I work, they cover me on a lot of things for the medical insurance. Is there something in a life insurance policy that can be added in case of a car accident? Say I get hurt and medical expenses need to be paid. Can that be added into a life insurance policy? Does a life insurance policy cover that kind of stuff?
Well, when you kind of pass away, it'll cover it. But the thing is, one, auto insurance, and many of them have the medical payments and they have the limits associated with that. But still, if I'm investing my money, if I have my term and I'm investing my money and I need some money, I take my money and I just use it. Whereas if it were in a cash value, then I have to borrow it out and I have to pay it back.
And that's what interest or?
Oh yeah, if you're borrowing your money, yes, there will be interest.
Absolutely. Be prepared to pay.
I hope y'all paying attention. It's Wind Down Wednesday, and we're talking about how important is life insurance. It should be greatly important. We get a lot of good information. Please tune in, chime in with your comments, your questions. We welcome it.
Yes, we do welcome it. My daughter, I got insurance on her.
Okay.
It's hard to try to talk these millennials into spending their money. Here we go with their money. I guess it's like, what can we say or what can be said other than, girl, if you die or whatever, I got to make sure, I don't want to toss that out there, because what can we say to the millennials? Because we were talking earlier, when I was growing up, this wasn't discussed. We didn't talk about life insurance policies. We didn't talk about the importance of having it. It wasn't discussed in school either. So what can we say to drive them and get it into their brain that the importance of them even having it? I got it on her, but she needs to get it on herself too. I don't know if she might. I don't know. She's smart. She's smarter than the average bear. But what can we say to the millennials to get them to jump on board and realize it's very important that they should be paying for their own insurance if they have a job?
Okay. And so the first thing would be, are they closer to Gen Z or are they getting closer to Generation X? Because it depends on where they are in the spectrum. If a person has children, then it's easier to talk about and they can understand the importance more. If a person does not have children, then it may be like pulling teeth unless their parents said, hey, this is what you need to do at this point in time. What would be more exciting would be the investment piece. So let me share with you how you can get this amount of money in this amount of time. And if I see that I can, be 25 years old, I'm investing $50 a week, $200 a month, getting 9% rate of return, that I can have over $900,000 in cash money, I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Right. You gotta make it make sense. That's right.
Make it make sense, and it's great. And then after that, can go back around and say, look, I know it may not be fun and it may not be exciting. I might even say, I know it may not be sexy to talk about life insurance. Okay. However, this is the other piece that we need to take care of.
Correct.
And, take it from there.
So would you, okay, so if you can break down the ages, or at what age should adult put their child on their policy, and what age should the child have their own policy?
Okay, so it doesn't matter the age for the child until they're age 25. 25 years old is the maximum that they can stay on your policy to be a child rider. Okay, and then after that, the parent, guardian, or whatnot can still convert that policy, and either they can pay for it or the child can pay for it. And it's probably under $20 anyway. And if it's set up automatically to come out of their bank account, then it's no big deal.
Right.
I never, underestimate how much money that people really have. Again, right. If you can go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
And, I'm not getting a cup of water, right? Yeah. And I'm not just going one time. Where do I put my importance? And the importance has to be placed on the money. There has to be frequent discussions about money.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And not just my money. Their money.
Right. Your money.
Yes.
Don't let's not talk about my money. Let's talk about the money that you are getting or making or whatever. So you started at 25. So what made you was it like something, a light bulb came on and you had to realize, you said, oh shoot, I better start investing money. I better start figuring out because life, down the road here, I need to make sure that I'm set, I'm good. So what made you, other than being in school, being in college, what really made you start investing your money? Let me say,
investing my money.
Things, yes.
Because I like money. I want to be wealthy.
Don't tell Phil that. Don't tell Phil that. Don't tell him that.
And so I always wanted to make sure that I had more control over my life. And you can have more control over your life when you have more money. And if I would have learned when I was 18 years old, absolutely, I would have started, because I was thinking long time ago when I was making minimum wage, which was $3.20. And every Friday I would go and buy pizza. And it wasn't like a personal size. I would get a large pizza. And usually it would cost me about $15.
Right.
So if I'm making $3 an hour and my pizza is $15, I'm working 5 hours to get a daggone pizza. That's not.
You did basic math. Was like, hold on.
Exactly. Say, hold on, wait a minute, time out.
Definitely. And so, I'm a reader. I'm like, okay, there has to be a better way. And so once I started to make what I call my real money after graduating, from school, then that's exactly what I did. And I taught all of my friends, family members, anybody that I can talk to that would listen, because we're all one big family at the end of the day. Why not get that information,
exactly,
and then pass it on? As a race, we can be super wealthy. We really can. It's just a matter of getting the information
and sharing it. My
Yeah.
cousin is checking in from somewhere, DC, Colorado. I don't know. She's somewhere over on that side where it
Thanks
gets
for
really
coming in.
cold. She says, what's the difference in policies, and is one better than the other?
Okay, so that would be the difference between cash value insurance, like the whole life, the universal life, the variable universal life, and then there is the term life insurance. So it's cash value versus term and investments with the mutual funds. And so with the cash value, you're overpaying to have money in your cash value, a source savings plan, which for some, if they have that cash value, they needed the discipline. But I'd rather have more control over my money and invest it in mutual funds and get a higher rate of return
Absolutely.
and not have to borrow it and pay it back.
Show
Right.
me my money.
Show me my money.
That's it. I'm like you. I'm not a, we were talking about that earlier. I don't know, a lot of people have greed, they're greedy, they're thirsty for money, but I'm not going to say I'm thirsty for money, but I'm like you. Show me my money. I want to see my money. It's my money.
You want it to work for you.
It's got to work for me. It's got to work for me. So whatever I do with my money, I'm going to make sure that it works for me. And you're absolutely correct. Show me my money. I'm not going to put my money somewhere where I'm going to be penalized, really, pretty much, for putting my money in there. Doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
At all. So, this is good. I like this. I like this. I'm getting greedy up in here. I'm like, I see dollar signs. Let me see how I might have to call Monica. I need a little help going on, because I do believe if you can't handle and manage your own money, then you do need to get somebody to do it for you.
Right. And with that being said, if you can leave our viewers your information, like your name and how they can contact you to ask more questions. Do you sign up for life insurance, and you can leave that information?
Do you want me to put in the chat, or you want me to tell you, or do you want me to
put it in the chat? You can put it in the chat, and I can pop it up on the screen. Yes, ma'am. Because you've been doing this for a while, and I've been knowing that you've been doing this for quite some time. This is nothing new, but like we said earlier, we don't know much about a lot of things, which is why we have people to come on and talk about different things that we experience, and that other people want to know, because I see it where there are a lot of GoFundMes, and I don't think children should be responsible for paying for a parent's burial or financial whatever, because they didn't have insurance. That's just too much. That's a burden on that child that they should not have.
Yeah.
Now they got to figure out how to make ends meet, because death happens at all times. I mean, I can fall dead on this patio right now. Praise Jesus. I pray I don't, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we have the life insurance policies, and our children don't have to stress as much or stress at all about finances, about money, because I don't like when I see, let's just keep it 100. A lot of dope boys don't have no life insurance. And if anybody was smart, and if you got a dope boy that's a family member or something, you probably want to get some life insurance on them. If they live in life dangerously on a motorcycle, then you probably want to invest in a life insurance policy or some sort on that individual, especially if they're close, if that's, you want to invest. So that would be my recommendation. I can't tell you how to spend your money. That's why we have the expert on here to tell everybody what's going on. Red, thanks for tuning in. It's very important. Everybody know the importance of having insurance. But while you all are saying the importance of having it, we hope you got it. And we hope you got it.
We gotta let her say her contact info.
Yes. Okay. She's gonna put her contact info in the chat, and I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. And I'm gonna need you guys to get your pen, your papers, and I hope you had your recorders on, because Monica is about to let y'all in on some secrets on how you can contact her. And even if you're out of state, So you can help individuals that are not in the state of Ohio or the city of Cincinnati or Hamilton County. You still can help them create or come up with an insurance policy. Is that
Or to
correct?
point them in the right direction. Yes.
Yes, because I have a license in every state in which I have friends and family members.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes,
Now,
like
now
that.
that's some investment right there.
Definitely. And my office number is 513-771-0508.
Monica Black, people, there's no excuse. We got the expert right here. Right here, and I'm putting it in the chat. I'm gonna put her name in the chat. I'm gonna need y'all to check her out. Please call her if you need help. So my next question is too, do you give free advice, or they got to pay for it?
So
Yes.
yes, I give advice, most certainly. But I just want to make sure that if I'm talking to someone, that they have the mindset that they want more. So I don't have a challenge, trying to figure out whatever in the world the case may be. Let's figure out what's going to be best for you and your family. And then we can take it from there.
There go Phil Penn. Our boy
Hey,
is
Phil.
Phil, how dare you ask that question when we got Monica right here, and she is the one that can do that for you? How dare you ask that question? That's a no-brainer, Phil Penn. Where can I find a rider policy? Through Monica Black. And here is her number. You should have it already, Phil Penn. And how about you give Monica a call and ask her that question so she can help you with that rider policy. How about that? Make it make sense to me, Phil Penn. Make it make sense. My cousin said I have insurance, and so does my kids. It's so hard to get family members to understand they need it. You're absolutely correct. No one wants to talk about it. Once again, you're absolutely correct. Nobody wants to seem to talk about having it because, like Monica said earlier, I think I'm gonna die tomorrow if I get life insurance.
But if you talk about it now, you won't have to worry about talking about it too much later.
Exactly. Well, y'all know what time it is. We are close to that moment where we at the end of the show. But y'all ain't gotta go, but we gotta go. You can still stay on if you want to, but I don't know who gonna be talking to you. What's going on, Terrence Forte? That's my guy.
Thanks for tuning in, Forte.
I know Forte know all about that insurance. I know he knows.
Yes.
Which I'm hoping that Forte has some insurance through you, Monica. I hope he does. If he does, then he might need to share the information so people can call you and you can assist them in any way that they can. Here's Phil Ben. My companies make you get $25,000 minimum. I don't need that much on my kids. Monica,
you go call her, Phil. You go call her. She go.
He missed it, Monica.
He missed it. Wind it back. Wind it back.
Wind it back for him because he missed it. Wind it back.
We got to give our positive quotes. And since
Monica about to wind it back for Phil Penn.
Yeah.
Wind it back for Phil. Go ahead on and tell him, Monica.
Got it. So when you say a company is going to make you get, they can't make you get it. They can make a recommendation, but they can't require that you do that. But $25,000 really is a lot of money, to be completely honest. I don't know if you've attended a funeral, but $25,000 just might get you where you need to be. But $25,000 for a child under 25 should probably be maybe $15 or less.
He said he just got it.
I guess he just got on.
He just got on. My bad. I tried to tell you to tune in earlier, clown. You missed it. So also Red agrees. Red said no one wants to talk about it. But tomorrow when we lose someone, then who's gonna pay for it?
Yep. Exactly.
Them fish dinners from the church. I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but I mean that's pretty much what they they want to go, and now they want to ask people for assistance and help. Who's to say that person that you're asking help for, who's to say they got it? I mean, so it is what it is. So it's Sister Black at the top of her game.
That's
Always,
right.
Tay. You know how she is. She be on top of things better than her husband. Don't call him, call Monica. And there's her number right there. So anybody looking for insurance or some information that you need to know, please write that number down and feel free to call Monica, and she will assist you and help you in any way she can.
That's
Now,
right.
don't be calling her to perform miracles. You know, that's only handled by God, okay?
Okay.
She will give you the advice that she can give you within means. Now, don't be calling Monica because y'all we told y'all to call her. You asking her something crazy and she can't do nothing for you on that. But please feel free to call Monica with any information that you have or some questions that you may want to know about insurance, and not only just insurance, finances.
That's right.
She likes money. She can tell you how to save your money and invest your money. So it's not always about the insurance. It's about how to save and invest your money where you can get something on a return. How about that? So we have come to the end of our show, and we are going to, Monica, this is where we leave the people with a positive quote.
That's right.
That can help them get through the remainder of the day or the week until we come back. So what do you have for the people?
What do I have for the people? Interesting question. I would say, no matter what, have vision for the future. And you can have that every day. Vision expanded.
Good.
Yes, beautiful. Yes. I'm gonna say this: invest in yourself. It's real easy. Invest in yourself. Get educated on it. Once you know better, you do better. So invest in yourself.
A vision for yourself, people. Don't just have the vision, have a financial vision for you, yourself, and your family. And y'all know what my favorite saying is? It is definitely always better to give than it is to receive. And until then, we'll see you next week. Hey, Monica, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And we'll do a follow-up next time. We'll talk about how we can invest.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Mm-hmm.
We can do that. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on. And we appreciate you. Much love. Good people. See y'all next Wednesday.
Down Wednesday.